Michal Krizo, the monster is back. The bodybuilding world was not ready for this. Stop scrolling, because what you are about to witness is not just another bodybuilding transformation. This is the story of Michal Krizo, a powerhouse whose unbelievable combination of size, symmetry, conditioning, and sheer intensity has made him one of the most talked about physiques in modern bodybuilding. For years, fans have watched Krizo evolve from a massive European standout into a serious threat on the professional stage. But now comes the question that has everyone talking. What happens if Krizo brings his absolute best package? Imagine the lights going down, the crowd gets louder, the competitors step onto the stage one by one, and then Krizo walks out. Oh, the first thing people notice is the size. His shoulders appear incredibly wide. His arms look carved from stone. His chest carries enormous thickness, while his back creates the kind of silhouette that can instantly change the entire lineup. But size alone doesn't win bodybuilding. The real shock is the combination. Krizo has long been recognized for a physique that can combine massive muscularity with impressive structure and aesthetics. His tall frame gives him an imposing presence, while his muscular development creates a visual impact that can be difficult for competitors to ignore. And this is where the story becomes interesting. Krizo isn't chasing yesterday's version of himself. Every off-season represents another opportunity to improve. More detail, better conditioning, greater presentation, sharper posing, more confidence. Because at the highest level of bodybuilding, tiny improvements can create massive differences. One pose can change everything. The front double biceps, the side chest, the back double biceps, the rear lat spread, the most muscular pose. Each one tells a different story, and when a competitor like Krizo fills the stage with his enormous frame, the audience doesn't simply look at the physique, they wait for the moment when the lights hit the muscles. The moment when the conditioning becomes visible. The moment when the athlete hits the pose, and suddenly the entire crowd realizes, this guy came to fight. That mentality is what makes professional bodybuilding so unpredictable. You can have incredible genetics. You can have tremendous muscle mass. You can have years of experience. But when the competition begins, everything comes down to the package you bring that day. And Krizo understands that. This pose is coming very clear and unconsciously fate.
His journey represents something bigger than simply building muscle. It represents the relentless pursuit of improvement. The early mornings, the repetitive meals, the brutal training sessions, the endless posing practice.
The discipline required when motivation disappears. That's the part the audience doesn't always see. They see the final physique, they see the stage lights, they see the massive arms and shoulders, they see the dramatic photographs. But behind that image are countless hours of work. And that's why Krizo's story can be so powerful for anyone chasing a goal. Because the transformation doesn't happen overnight. The monster is built one rep at a time. One workout, one meal, one recovery session, one posing practice, one more day when quitting would have been easier. And now, when Krizo steps onto a major stage, every one of those days becomes part of the presentation. But here's the big question. Can Michal Krizo put everything together when it matters most? Can his enormous muscularity, structure, conditioning, and presentation combine into a package capable of challenging the best? That's what makes his future so exciting. Bodybuilding fans aren't simply watching an athlete, they are watching a potential game changer. And if Krizo arrives with improved conditioning and an even more complete physique, the conversation could become very different. Suddenly, the athletes standing beside him have another problem. How do you outsize a guy who already looks huge? How do you beat someone whose frame can create such an imposing silhouette? How do you dominate the comparison when every pose becomes a battle? There is only one answer. Bring your best. Because Krizo will have to bring his best too. That is what makes bodybuilding fascinating. Nobody is guaranteed anything. Reputation doesn't win the trophy. Potential doesn't win the trophy. The physique on stage does. And that's why the next chapter of Michal Krizo's career has so much anticipation surrounding it. Maybe he shocks the world. Maybe he delivers the most complete version of himself yet. Maybe he walks onto the stage and forces everyone to rethink where he belongs among the elite. One thing is certain, you cannot ignore him. The size, the structure, the intensity, the ambition, the hunger. Michal Krizo is still hunting. And when a bodybuilder with this much muscle, determination, and potential decides that he has something to prove, the entire division needs to pay attention. Because the next time the lights come on, the crowd gets silent, the music starts, and Krizo steps into position. The question will be, is he big enough? The question will be, is the bodybuilding world ready for Krizo's next level? This isn't the end of the story. This is the warning. The monster is still building.